Okay, so picture this. You step outside on like a beautiful summer evening, ready to relax in your patio.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of being greeted by that old faded plastic furniture and a rusty grill,
Yeah.
you're surrounded by this sleek, stylish outdoor space that like wouldn't look out of place in a magazine.
Right.
The furniture is made from sustainable materials. Your garden lights are powered by the sun.
Wow.
And maybe you even have like a voice-activated system controlling the ambiance.
Oh, wow.
Sounds pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, that sounds pretty incredible.
Well, that's the reality of outdoor living in Europe in 2025.
It's incredible how quickly things are evolving over there.
Yeah?
Outdoor spaces aren't just an afterthought anymore.
Yeah.
They're becoming these like seamlessly integrated extensions of our homes.
Yeah.
And Europeans are leading the charge when it comes to like innovation and sustainability.
Totally. And to guide us through this fascinating world, we're diving into some insights from a true expert,
Okay.
Catrina, the CEO of Hongmao Garden, a company specializing in outdoor living products.
Interesting.
She's been at the forefront of this industry for over 20 years and has a deep understanding of what's driving these trends.
What I find fascinating about Katrina's perspective is that she combines this like deep understanding of consumer desires with a practical hands-on approach to design and manufacturing.
Right.
She's not just observing trends, she's actively shaping them.
Absolutely. And she's identified three major trends that are really revolutionizing the European outdoor living market.
Okay.
The first one is this huge surge in demand for eco-friendly materials and sustainable practices.
Makes sense.
We're not just talking about a few people here and there wanting recycled materials. This is becoming the new standard across the board.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's driving this shift.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a growing awareness of the environmental impact of our choices? A desire for like higher quality, longer lasting products, or maybe a combination of both?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's not just about slapping an eco-friendly label on something anymore.
Right.
Consumers are becoming much more discerning and demanding proof that companies are walking the walk.
Right. We're seeing certifications like REACH, BSCI, and TUV ISO 9001 becoming baseline expectations.
Yeah.
These aren't just meaningless acronyms. They represent rigorous standards for responsible sourcing production and even like the social impact of a company's operations.
Right.
So when you see these certifications, you can be confident that a product meets a certain level of ethical and environmental responsibility.
Exactly. And beyond certifications, we're seeing a complete transformation in the materials themselves.
Oh, wow.
Forget that flimsy plastic furniture that cracks after a season or two.
Yeah.
We're talking about sleek, durable pieces made from recycled metals, powder coating instead of harmful paints, and FSC-certified wood combined with weatherproof metal.
It's really impressive.
Yeah.
These materials not only look fantastic and are better for the planet, but they often perform better and last longer than traditional materials.
Yeah.
This makes them a smarter investment in the long run.
Definitely. And speaking of investments, Hongmao Garden is taking durability to a whole new level. Katrina was telling us about how they subject their products to these rigorous tests, like a 96-hour salt spray test and a 1,000-hour UV aging test. And that's a serious commitment to quality.
I was a little skeptical when I first heard about these tests. I thought, are they just marketing gimmicks?
Right.
But the more I learned about their process, the more impressed I became.
Yeah.
They're clearly not just jumping on the eco-friendly bandwagon. They're genuinely invested in creating products that stand the test of time.
I totally agree. It's refreshing to see a company that's not just paying lip service to sustainability, but is truly walking the walk.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of maximizing the lifespan of our belongings, let's move on to the second trend. Katrina highlighted multifunctionality.
Ah, yes. The European art of making every square inch count. I was reading an article recently about how this trend is actually rooted in a long tradition of resourceful design in Europe.
Oh, interesting.
Particularly in countries with limited space, they've always had to find clever ways to make the most of what they have.
It's like they have this inbuilt aversion to clutter and wasted space.
Yeah.
I'm picturing those incredibly efficient tiny homes you see popping up all over Europe.
Right.
But instead of homes, we're talking about outdoor spaces.
Exactly. Think about it. You've got a trash bin that doubles as a seating bench,
Wow.
a mini garden bar that folds away when you're not using it, or even a raised garden bed with built-in storage for your tools.
Right.
Every element serves multiple purposes, which is brilliant for small spaces, but also just makes sense from a practical standpoint.
It really does make you rethink how you use your own space, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know I'm already eyeing that cluttered corner of my patio thinking, could that be a mini garden bar?
I bet you could. And this brings us to like the potential downsides of this multifunctionality trend.
Oh, really?
While it's amazing for maximizing space and reducing waste, sometimes things can become too complicated.
Oh, interesting. You mean like those gadgets that try to do 10 different things but end up doing none of them well?
Exactly. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
You want functionality, but you don't want to sacrifice quality or usability. It's important to choose pieces that are well designed and genuinely serve multiple purposes rather than just feeling gimmicky.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the ooh, shiny factor and end up with a bunch of stuff that's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of thoughtful planning is needed before we go full multifunctionality frenzy.
Definitely. And this leads perfectly into the third trend. Catrina highlighted the fusion of comfort and style.
Okay.
Europeans are no strangers to high aesthetic standards, but they're also demanding products that can withstand the elements and stand the test of time.
Yes, I've noticed that European design often has this like beautiful simplicity to it. It's not overly fussy or ornate, but it's incredibly chic and functional. It's like they've cracked the code for timeless elegance.
It's true, and this focus on quality and durability ties back to the sustainability trend we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
When you invest in well-made pieces that last longer, you're ultimately reducing waste and minimizing your environmental impact.
I love that connection.
Yeah.
It's like a virtuous cycle of good design and conscious consumption. And speaking of good design, Catrina mentioned some seriously cool innovations coming out of Europe. Like imagine a packaged delivery box that not only keeps your delivery safe, but also have solar-powered LED lighting and sensors that alert you when you have a package.
It's like the ultimate blend of security, sustainability, and convenience.
Right.
And it's designed to look good too, seamlessly blending into your outdoor space rather than sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yes, no more eyesore delivery boxes cluttering up our porches.
Exactly.
And it's not just delivery boxes getting a makeover. Apparently, even garden sheds are getting a stylish upgrade.
Oh yes, forget those drab utilitarian sheds of the past. We're seeing sheds with sleek geometric shapes. Rounded edges for safety, and even integrated features like green roofs and rainwater harvesting systems.
Wow. It sounds like garden sheds are becoming these little eco-friendly sanctuaries. I can definitely see the appeal of having a stylish and functional space to escape to, even if it's just for a few moments of peace and quiet.
And you know what else Catrina mentioned?
What's that?
Hongmao Garden is even developing voice-controlled features for some of their products.
Oh, wow.
Imagine being able to adjust your garden lighting or control your irrigation system with just your voice.
Right.
We're talking futuristic garden tech here.
That's incredible. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's becoming a reality. Although I have to admit, part of me worries about relying too much on technology, even in our outdoor spaces.
I understand that concern. It's a valid point. Technology can be incredibly helpful, but it's important to find a balance and not let it completely take over our lives.
Right.
Maybe it's about choosing technology that enhances our connection with nature rather than distracting from it.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. It's about using technology thoughtfully and intentionally. So all these incredible trends and innovations are great, but they don't mean much if companies can't deliver on quality and meet consumer expectations.
Right.
What did Catrina have to say about that side of things?
She emphasized that for buyers, especially those working on large-scale projects, delivery time and product quality are absolutely paramount. Any delays or faulty products can derail an entire project and lead to huge headaches.
That makes sense. Time is money, especially in the world of construction and design. So how is Hongmao Garden addressing these challenges?
Well, Catrina was quite proud to share that they've invested heavily in their production capabilities. They have a massive 10,000 square meter production facility equipped with state-of-the-art technology like laser cutting and automatic welding stations.
Wow, that sounds impressive. It seems like they're embracing automation to streamline their production process and ensure consistent quality.
Precisely, and they're not just relying on machines. Catrina highlighted that a significant portion of their staff, around 30%, are dedicated to research and development.
Wow.
This means they're constantly innovating and improving their products, staying ahead of the curve.
That's incredible. So it's not just about producing large quantities, it's about constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible in outdoor living. They're not content with the status quo.
Oh, exactly. And this commitment to innovation extends beyond their product development. They've also made strategic decisions to enhance their customer service and responsiveness. They even have a dedicated team on the ground in Germany to ensure smooth communication and faster response times for their European clients.
That's smart. It shows a real dedication to building strong relationships and understanding the specific needs of their European. Again, it's not just about selling a product, it's about providing a complete and supportive experience.
Right, and I think that's a key takeaway for anyone in the business world in today's competitive market. It's not enough to just have a great product. You need to build trust, foster connections, and provide exceptional service.
Absolutely. It's about creating a holistic experience that goes beyond the transaction itself. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from eco-friendly materials and multifunctional designs to futuristic garden tech.
Sure.
And the importance of customer service. What do you think are some of the key takeaways from Catrina's insights?
I think what struck me the most is that the European outdoor living market is not just about following trends. It's about a fundamental shift in how we view and interact with our outdoor spaces. These spaces are no longer just an afterthought. They're an integral part of our lives and a reflection of our values.
I completely agree. And this shift is being driven by a desire for sustainability, functionality, and a deep appreciation for quality and design. It's not about fleeting fads. It's about creating spaces that are both beautiful and meaningful.
Exactly, and it's not just limited to Europe. These ideas and trends are resonating with people all over the world. We're seeing a growing awareness of the importance of connecting with nature, even in urban environments.
That's so true. I think this deep dive has given us a glimpse into a future where our outdoor spaces are more than just places to sit and relax.
Yeah.
They're extensions of our homes, expressions of our personalities, and sanctuaries for our well-being.
It's an exciting future, and it's one that we can all be a part of creating.
Absolutely. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts on how these European trends might influence outdoor living in other parts of the world? Do you think we'll see a global shift toward eco-conscious and multifunctional outdoor spaces?
It's a fascinating question. I think we're already seeing some of these ideas taking root in other regions.
Okay.
For example, the tiny house movement, which originated in the US, is now gaining traction in Europe and other parts of the world.
That's a great point. The tiny house movement is all about maximizing space, minimizing waste, and living intentionally. It aligns perfectly with those European values of multifunctionality and sustainability.
Exactly, and as more people embrace these values, I think we'll see a ripple effect across the globe. Consumers will demand more sustainable and functional products, and companies will have to respond to those demands if they want to stay competitive.
So it's not just about aesthetics anymore. It's about making conscious choices that benefit both ourselves and the planet.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this so exciting. It's not just about following trends, it's about creating a more sustainable and fulfilling way of life.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one provocative thought you'd like to leave our listener with something to ponder as they imagine their own dream outdoor space?
I think the most important thing to remember is that creating a truly fulfilling outdoor space is not about mimicking what you see in magazines or trying to keep up with the latest trends. It's about understanding your own needs, values, and how you want to connect with the natural world. It's about creating a space that brings you joy, peace, and a sense of belonging.
That's beautiful. It's about creating a space that reflects your unique personality and enhances your well-being.
Exactly, and that's something that goes far beyond any specific trend or product. It's about creating a space that feels authentically you.
Beautifully said. This has been Supportable. The Deep Dive, thanks for joining us on this exploration of European outdoor living trends. We'll see you next time for another fascinating dive into the world of ideas and innovation.